Hello. Mic test. Nice. Alright, so this is a very informal sort of stream kind of thing. Hang on, let me reduce my monitor's volume. Okay, so this is a very informal stream. This is supposed to be a weekday only stream. So you know, like I come back from day job and then I'll just work on this. The whole point of this stream is to actually, you know, ultimately is to actually make a mission for the boys, for a weekend mission, and also at the same time just to maybe just to show that I suck at mission editing, and also at the same time, if any, you know, potential players who wants to, you know, go into mission making and you think it's very hard or it's gonna be tedious, just watch this. I'm not good at it, I can do it, so can you, sort of thing. Alright, so yeah, if you have interest in it, then just either just go find a better tutorial or something. But then again, if you just wanna see someone who's not good at it make a mission, then this is a very I guess a good one for you to go ahead and take a look at it. So yeah, being a weekday only mission, objective is to, you know, finally make a mission for the boys. I've not been doing so since what, a month ago? Well, actually more than a month ago, in fact. Now we're in August. I started the room renovation in June, start of June, ended mid-July. So yeah, somewhere around mid-July till now, probably. Wait. Start of June till now, yeah? I've not touched anything regarding this whole mission editing sort of stuff. So yeah, that's been a very, very long time for me, and so is for the boys. Yeah, so I just want to, you know, start making missions back, and I want to have every weekend, you know, weekend have to do that. Sorry, let me repeat again. I want to start making missions, and I want to have them, have all of us come together and play it during the weekends, be it good or bad. We'll have feedback at the end of the day, sort of thing. So yeah, I guess this is it. So right, the first things first, you know, I did my tutorial back then regarding this, how do you ease yourself into mission editing. Oh, sorry, I guess what I want to say before that is that, I'll only do this for an hour on a weekday, you know, because sleep and stuff like that. And also, just for today itself is more of like a quote-unquote pilot episode, sort of stream. So moving forward is a weekday only stream, and it isn't every Monday through to Friday. It's more of I'll work on the weekdays, and say for instance, if I complete the mission editing by say Tuesday or Wednesday, which is pretty impossible, then it will stop there for that week only until the next week comes out, or rather next week comes around. Then we'll start doing this again. So it's definitely not a definite Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday kind of thing. It'll stop for that week when the mission is done. Then next week we'll continue again, stuff like that. Every week is probably a different objective and stuff like that. Then it's a different way of doing stuff. There are a couple of things I might not be able to show. Things like me going to YouTube to check for to research on maybe scripts and stuff like that, or going onto the web to research scripts and stuff like that. It's just to prevent, you know, just in case maybe the scripter or the content creator doesn't want me to feature their channel on my stream, then I just want to avoid that. What else? That's that, I guess. Oh, okay, so yeah, so back to the whole mission editing stuff. I threw out a tutorial some time ago, I can't remember when, with this sort of questions. So let me get rid of the side panel for a bit. So it's this. So you can see, who are you making? These are the couple of questions that you can ask yourself. I mean, if you are new to mission editing, you can ask yourself this couple of questions and then fill it down in somewhere, or mentally fill it down. I usually do it mentally, but for the sake of showing potentially new mission makers per se, then I'm doing this written form, right? So basic questions like who, when, what, why, and where has their own sort of twist to it. So who are you making this mission for? Like, I am making this mission for the boys, which is like a smaller group of maybe like a small group of what, 5, 6, 7 even, depending on the day itself, right? So okay, with this question in mind, I'm just gonna answer the questions right here, so at least everybody can see it. Back then off stream, back then not doing this thing, I always do it mentally, and sort of as time passes, I sort of get used to it, and it's more sort of instinctive, I would say, right? So you can take inspiration from IRL events, games, movies, literature, stuff like that, right? So inspiration wherever it is from. So let's answer the couple of questions just to show you how it is sort of done. So who are you making this mission for? A group, maybe say a group of 5 or a group of 6. Wait, hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so maybe say a group of 6, right? Then when does this mission take place? So that sort of era. So you have a sort of modern, or maybe you could go World War II, Vietnam, Cold War, sort of that era, I guess. I mean, it's your group, your clan, your squadron, or whatsoever, your battalion. So be it. Is that how you do it for, right? So what is the objective for today? I'm not sure yet, so I'll just say I have one in mind. So just maybe say taking over airfield. Oops, sorry. Maybe taking over airfield. You have the option to write this or not. It's completely up to you. Once again, like I said, you know, I'm doing this just so that people can actually see it, visualize it. All right. So next question, or the second last, would be, why does this occur? So it's the story or the background behind this mission. This is very optional. If you want or don't want it, your call. Story wise, I think I'm kind of messed up the whole thing already. So maybe let's just say, I don't know why does this occur. How do you spell strategic point? POI, point of interest. So it's point of interest. Alright. So the whole plan, I guess, and I would assume, me choosing this map, which is Taviana, I'll show you guys later on, is that I think the whole story was taking control of this island. That's as far as I can think about. I can't remember much, honestly. It's been so many months since the last I did. Alright, so where does this take place? So it takes place in Taviana. So this is just for you to, you know, go about finding a map and stuff like that. So with this done, okay, so I'll just press OK. I'll just leave it here for now. Just to show that, you know, this is how you do it. Let's just get rid of the questions and let's just put it this way. So when you go into the mission editor, you would generally find it like you generally look for a map, you know. So you can go around any map. You can just press M for mic, just to scout around the map, visually scout around the map. Maybe say you can middle mouse button to place the camera. So you can just look around, as in where would be a nice place to start, where would be the AO, where would be, I don't know, etc, etc, and however your mission requires you to have, you know, like a strategic point, a fob, AO, then maybe say, I don't know, crash site or whatever. The little things that, you know, that goes in your mission. For instance, you know, this could be a AO, you know, a zone where enemy is controlling, and you gotta get your guys to, you know, I don't know, clear out this place, stuff like that. So you can just go about scouting a location. You can also go to top left corner, scenario, new, then whatever maps or no third party, I would say so, third party maps that you have downloaded from the Steam Workshop will appear here. So for this case, I'm sticking with Taviana. And then this was from the previous mission, this starting point, from this LHA, I would assume. Yeah, LHD, Warps class LHD. So we started here, this is my spawn point, right? So I guess right now, let's just say that I want to start a new, I guess. Let's just say, alright, I'm going to look for the AO first. So once you find the AO, to me, I think it's much easier to craft, to piece together the bits and pieces that you want, alright? So in this case, I've in mind, and I've scouted this location pretty early, like a couple of months back. So this location will be the AO. We'll be taking over this entire area. Right? It's a small one. So the intention, because I have, we've been away from this weekend mission for so long, I want the guys to take it slow from now. So we're just building up the momentum, I would say. So I'm gonna start small. They have not been playing ARMA for like however long I've been away from ARMA. So let's just start with that, and we'll start small. This is sort of small for a 6-man team, I would assume. We have a bunch of weird rules or whatsoever. You do you. So your server or your guys is unique to you, your rule set, and mine's mine. So that's that. Alright, so this is the AO. You could, drop a marker and you have the objective. Say, so under the text you can maybe put it as just AO for now, I guess, until we come back for another time. Generally I mark it op 4 red, so it's like color op 4. So that I know that, okay, this is the AO. Now, where do I start? Instead of the LHD, in this case, we have to take the heli all the way out approximately. So I'm using Eden and Hans, this mod, which is really cool. So I can do is right click, measure distance. So this is point A. I don't have to drag the mouse. All I need to do is right click once, select it, and right click second time. Maybe say here, right click again, and then hit measure distance. I will be thrown a distance. So 2D would be what, 8 clicks. In the 3D format would be about there, 8.5. 2D is 8.5. On foot will be 36.27 minutes of travel time, which is pretty damn long. Anyway, it's water anyway. It measures in a straight line distance, so I would assume, things like mountain, this big ass borderline hill mountain kind of thing, might affect your travel time. So you have to account for that, right? Okay, so I think it's too far. So let me scrap everything. Then I'll show you how I do it from scratch, right? So gone. What I did was highlighted everything. I hit the delete key, and then it's gone. Okay. From the past streams, we've been here, Bleto. We went all the way up northwest towards this along the coastline, and then we skip all the way to Stungrad, this area. So just assuming that the story around this area is clear. Sorry, just let me remove these mission answers and all that stuff. It's easier for you to get. Okay, so we've cleared this area in my story, in that sense. We've cleared. Do we have cleared this? No, we have not cleared this. So this area is cleared, right? So your Stanga Mitrovice area is cleared. So in that sense, that I could say that, we can have a fob here, So let's just say that I want a fob here, then I'll just look for location. Like IRL right now, I'm just looking for a location to actually plot the units down. This seems like a good one because we have a good, we can place the, virtual arsenal right here. And then we have a big space for any, heli and stuff like that. Racetrack is just for show, I guess. So that should reduce our distance from fob to AO, which is by what? How much? Let's see. Right click, measure distance. Right click, measure distance. 4 clicks. So it's half the time, or rather half the distance. Not half the time though. Sorry if I'm going a bit fast. It's a sort of quote-unquote pilot episode kind of thing, and also the fact that there is Shishiro Botan from Hololive is going to have her 2nd anniversary live stream, so I want to catch that. Generally, I want to do it within an hour for this every day. So every day 1 hour, I will see how much I can complete So yeah. So there's a lot of talking today because I just want to initialize everything so that everybody knows that, or rather potentially whoever might be watching this stream or archive would understand what my intentions are and what's going to happen going forward. Okay, so let's just say I want it here. I don't think Stalingrad is a good place. There's buildings everywhere. I can't put down heli. This would be a good one still though, but it's kind of tight, right? This town ahead is not cleared by the guys yet, so out of the way. I guess the only good place is here, so let's just put it down here. So I'm going to, instead of objects, I'm going to compositions, custom compositions. Oh boy, I have to redo everything again. The composition requires content which is not installed. It can be placed without the unavailable entities. Oh, so yeah, I removed, what was it, hit gore or something like that recently. So all of this is not gonna work. Naval assets not gonna work too. So okay, player setup, right? I have this is my composition. It's much easier for you guys to see somewhere here, I guess. Oops, this is not good. This is not a good place to see. Alright, I have my composition. I apologize if the color is a bit off and stuff like that. It's quite hard to find a good spot. You know what? Let me bring this group to a lighter patch of grass, so at least you guys can see it. Here we go. Much better. No, not much better. Okay. Chat, I apologize if you can't see it. So I have this thing called a respawn position. I'm not going to go into detail. This is something that you will have to go and look up on, play around with Eden Editor. I would also recommend you to just download Eden Enhance from the Steam Workshop. So that tool sort of helps you make your mission. At the same time, there is no dependency. So you can have that, and your friends or your buddies whatsoever, or whoever you're making for, do not need to load up Eden Enhance in their system. They just need to just play the mission and so be it, right? I mean, aside from your external mods like RHS, Carp, or the popular ones, those that you need, you will have to load it up on your server and your client. However, Eden Enhance, it's you yourself, or rather the mission maker themselves only, and that's it. Anyway, so these are my settings. The guys will spawn on this specific location wherever I move it to. Alright. I have the Game Master module, just in case things go wrong. I have a it's a playable, the player itself. So we'll right click the attributes. Let's just wait for a bit. Alright. So over here, object control, I have player. So in other words, if I press play single player, I will be playing as this character. This is for my sort of testing. So instead of asking the guys to say, hey, let's test this mission out, see if things are working, all I need to do is just load this guy in, or rather play as this character, run around the mission just to check, maybe is the scripts running properly, if things are clipping into something else. And in other words, when I'm testing, I'm looking out for things that might jeopardize the mission as a whole. More so because I'm streaming, and it's not very nice for viewers to just see me fixing an error instead of the stream itself. You know what I mean? So having a test character is really good. One thing I want to highlight about this Eden Enhance has a ton of features. One of which is this, which I'm really enjoying it. Unit traits. Alright. So we're a small team, right? 6-man team, including me, 6-man team. I generally tend to expand out a little bit when it comes to the Op4 size. So instead of a 6-man curated size, I would generally put a like 10-15-man size kind of thing, spread out across the whole entire AO. So yeah, things can get hectic a lot of times, and most of the times we're a casual bunch, right? We don't do milsim. So this sort of this sort of adjustments is really good for us. So things like load coefficient is really good. Instead of your axmatic soldier, you will have more, so as you can read, the load coefficient determines how much influence the unit's loadout weight has on its stamina. So instead of just carrying a few bags and then, we call it SBO, Skeletal Battle Order, you run halfway and then you just start panting really hard. It's kind of weird, right? So this slider itself helps us carry more more ammunition if needed. I mean, it's not ridiculous amount. You can't carry 6,000 rounds in your backpack and your vest combined, right? But at least it lets us carry a little bit more than needed. So this is really one of the few features that Eden Enhanced has, and it's really good for the mission makers. Likewise with AI and stuff like that, you can do a lot of crazy shit. Go check them out. Right, anyway, so this is my test character, and these are the playable characters. So you have this bunch, which are playable characters. I apologize if it's not really easy to look at. Let me find another location. Okay, here we go. So just look at the ring, right? You have this many players. So I have Alpha 1-1, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so every okay, I guess I would say that we have a role system, like a very kind of loose role kind of system. So instead of having, like I said, small team, right? We have the squad leader. So whoever wants to volunteer to be the squad lead for the day or for the weekend itself will pick this role. Then subsequently you have your rifleman, saw gunner, marksman, medic, and your CE, which is your combat engineer, which is like, he plants plants mines and etc. etc. It's pretty much for us to break up our role. As compared to back then, I think what I observed is that many a times we need a marksman or a sniper and we don't have it. So this is to help us fill out, that role, and everybody gets to do something that they want to try. Say for instance, if I am a rifleman kind of guy, for maybe the past few months I've been using an AR for the longest time, right? I don't get to try things like a marksman rifle, or rather I don't get to try other weapon platforms. Then I can say, hey, I want to volunteer to be a saw gunner, for instance. Then, you get to try out new stuff. So this is one way for them to learn, how should I put this? For them to learn new things. And also, the way I structure my missions is specifically to how I quote-unquote, I wouldn't use the word evaluate. It's more of what I observe them doing. So I tweak my missions around that, so that at the end of the day, they can learn something, at least just a little bit. Just as much as, oh, this is how MG feels like, how playing as a MG gunner feels like, kind of thing. Just that bit is good enough for me. They don't have to, I don't know, go from 0 helicopter experience to maximum, freaking people like Misconduct, or oh gosh, who's the other guy? Sorry if I missed out your name, but this one other guy, I've been watching his tutorial. It helped me a lot in my heavy flying. Misconduct is one of them though, to be honest. Then you have Dyslexia, yeah? People like Dyslexia teaching you how to do stuff. I'm not asking them to reach that sort of really professional level. They are really good, I kid you not. I mean, as long as we learn something, or rather, in my mission, as long as they learn a little bit of something, then I think it's good for me. So if you're wondering, hey, wouldn't the boys just watch this and, they can sort of predict where you place your stuff, when it comes to the weekend mission? Yeah, it's true. They will be able to see, they can take a look at it. But then my question is, what's the fun in that? You know what I mean? Alright, so let's get on with the mission. Right, since this is a pilot quote-unquote episode, we don't have to worry about, completing it today or getting much things done. Just want to initialize as many things as possible. Okay, so respawn point. So this is a composition itself. How do you make composition? Just go to my tutorial. There's one that will they will teach you how to make composition. Pretty much it's just a set of things that you have saved, like a group of things that you have saved. You place it down for easy access. Every time I load a new mission, every time I shift stuff, easy access things would be things like players, right? Then I have weapons. You'll see that, actually, I'll put it down now, I need it. So a bunch of weapons. I have my FIR's rearming AWS thing. Empty boxes for them to load stuff in, then load into the vehicle, send it off, stuff like that, logistic stuff. Right, and then I have one crate for medical item, one crate for explosives, like bombs, sorry, bombs pretty much, no, sorry, mines, I guess. Mines, rockets or missiles. And then you have things like miscellaneous equipment, things, for instance, goes by like NVG, your windage, casual windage device. Let's just open up and take a look, right? This is equipment storage, alright, things like this, GPS, SSWT kit, earplugs, NVG, a spare bag, oh no, sorry, this is the drone itself, designated batteries, compass, toolkit, stuff like that, alright? The intention for these 3 boxes right now, your general equipment sort of stuff, your medical item, and this is your, I would assume, the explosive stuff, like things that go boom really big. I'm controlling that per se, so they have limited number of, maybe say, you know, wire guided HE missiles or heat missiles. It's controlled so that they won't just spam it, you know, because you can. We are using virtual arsenal, right? You can just retrieve it from there. So in order to not have them spam missiles at everything I have, then this is my sort of control, right? Anyway, the whole point is that they don't have to go back to the arsenal, wait for it to load, and then, you know, waste their time where they could spend time getting into the action, right? So this box, or rather these 3 boxes here, is the whole point of, you know, just approaching the box, scroll down, hit inventory, and then just retrieve whatever you need, and then just go next, right? So this boxes. I should label them soon, I guess. Then this is the virtual arsenal. Now, Eden Enhance allows you to, well, sort of literally create anything with a checkbox, right? I'm using this code itself because I wanted something, and there's some stuff not working back then, so I've stuck to this code for quite some time. But before I was using this code, I'm using Eden Enhance, the arsenal button here. So as an arsenal with all items to the object. This object could be, it doesn't need to be a supply box, it could be a fridge, a tire, if you want something that's static object that, you know, probably has no physics. Maybe a ice cream, what you call that, this case or ice cream truck, or it could be anything really. Yeah, so this is what Eden Enhance offers, right? You just bring out anything you want, maybe a fridge, maybe a desk, and then you scroll all the way down, check this checkbox, hit OK, and then this item that you have initialized would become a virtual arsenal. Simple, isn't it? Anyway, I'm not here to promote Eden Enhance. You guys go check it out. We're here to make a mission. Okay, so I'm just going to place it here, just decorating it a little bit. Sort of helps arrangements and stuff like that. Now, for I have a habit of having the virtual arsenal slightly away from this bunch of boxes, just to make sure that, you know, no one's fooling around and don't do something stupid like, you know, ND, negligent discharge, accidentally firing off a round into one of these boxes, damaging it, or, you know, or worst case scenario, destroying it. I think we had one cases where I think there was a misfire or something, hit one of these boxes. This boxes just kind of ARMA physics all the way into one of these boxes, and it got destroyed. It wasn't a pleasant mission on the day itself, right? So anyway, this is empty boxes for them to load up into vehicles if they need to. This is the spawn point. Generally, I wanted them to spawn in front of the virtual arsenal. That way, you know, it'll speed things out a lot bit. Missile carrier for rearming, we don't need this. We will need this once, and hopefully the mission will be successful in this airfield mission. Okay, this bunch of guys, it doesn't matter where you place them, they will spawn here at this point. It's okay if you place them like insanely far away, doesn't matter. Right, so my workflow would be as follows: drop the composition for weapons, then arrange the weapons and your other boxes and stuff. Bring the respawn point in front of the virtual arsenal. Then from there, I'll go to attributes, multiplayer, make sure that respawn on custom position is selected, followed by scrolling down to select respawn position. You can show respawn counter if you want. You can set the time. Generally, I set a 5-second timer or delay. Oh yeah, we have respawn tickets too. I gave them more than enough, so you know they can make mistakes, but at the same time, they will sort of have the idea of, you know, you can make mistakes, but learn from that on the spot and not do the same thing, sort of thing. You know, get them to think a little bit more before they do something stupid. All right. In other words, generally all of us are doing stupid things, so what's new anyway? Okay. Just want to make sure that everybody knows that we are a casual bunch. We're not milsim or whatever. We just chill, right? Okay, so that's that. I'm gonna move these guys out of the way. Just don't want to obstruct my placement of items. Then I'll give them things like vehicles to work with. You know, from walking from here, this like 4 clicks out. It's far, right? Then I just want to give them some sort of equipment to work with. Now, I don't know how many times must I stress this to the people I talk to who wants to make missions. Please, at least play around with these vehicles that you have, be it vanilla, be it modded vehicles. There are some vehicles that might have a specific function that you need in the mission, or maybe say a specific function or detail that your team may need in this specific mission. So, you know, play around with them, play around with it, get used to it, and understand what is it for. Maybe if you are into things like the 3D models, maybe for instance, maybe say, I mean, RHS is a really good one, to be honest. There are things that, you know, you can find in some mods that are not in RHS, and there are some that are in RHS that you can't find in some other mods. You know, you wouldn't know. So play around with it, try and understand, you know, as much as possible. Try and understand how the vehicle handles. Are they like floaty? You know, are they sort of like lifelike per se? So yeah, these are the small details that may or may not break the immersion. So you might want to, you know, look out for that. So anyway, I'm just gonna give them something not that crazy. Maybe a M2 armor, right? So one of this, I guess, should be fine. I guess we'll have one M2 and one M240. No, wait, Mark 19, the grenade launcher variant. Maybe we can have, okay, about 2 of this. So copy paste. So 2 of each. Then we'll have a one APC. It's gonna be quite a hectic mission anyway. I wouldn't want to give them too many things because we're starting out. The story is that we are coming into this island with limited stuff, right? So, you know, being limited, there is that much to play with. Okay, so maybe I'll give them. This is with the SMP is with the laser designator, if I remember correctly. Is it? Yeah, no, is it? No, this is the Crow's one. Isn't it? The SMP is the... Is it? What's the diff anyway? Oh yeah, one is with the plow and one is without the plow, so I'm not gonna give them the plow version. I'll give them this one. Then maybe some heli to work with. So if you've been watching my videos and stuff, I sort of favor the RHS line of things. Alright, so maybe instead of giving them like a Chinook or maybe a Black Hawk, then maybe Little Bird will do, the MH variant. Alright, so you get one of them here. Okay, maybe 2. Okay. Now, as I'm doing this stuff, I'm still thinking how I'm supposed to progress and piece together the whole entire mission, right? So my intention for them in this very specific mission that I'm making is for them to try out new stuff. I believe some long time ago, we had a discussion whereby let's make a mission where everyone does something really different. If you're a rifleman, always, you pick another role or do another sort of job. If you are always the pilot or the driver, then you do something else that is not your go-to role, you know, your comfort zone kind of thing. In other words, we have them, or rather I'm having them right now to step out of their comfort zone into something that they may or may not be good at. Alright. Then at the same time, we as a group can guide each other as to how you can do this better or how you can do this much more efficient. This is how we roll, right? So maybe you can try something like this. So for instance, I do know Danish drives a lot in our mission. He streams F1, by the way, so the F1 game, yeah. So he's the driver kind of guy. So let's just take him for as a case study, right? So Danish drives a lot. Okay, he's been in a lot of vehicles in our games. Now, he's the driver kind of guy, and in this case, he has to do something else, not driver specific. He can fly a heli. He can be maybe as easy as being the gunner now, right? So with his knowledge as a driver in my mission, you know, say for instance someone goes in, right? Let's say I go in, okay? I maybe can't navigate for shit, alright? So what Danish could do is to actually teach me like, okay, here's how you do it, here's what you should do, and from there, I'll learn how to do it, okay? So these are the small, this is something that I want to do it in this mission. Maybe the next mission too, I don't know yet, depending. And one thing is that, I generally look back at my playback and look back at others' playback within the same mission. For instance, if Danish or Garrett is streaming, then I'll go over to their stream, take a look at it, and sort of analyze what things they're good at, what things the as a group itself, what things we are good at, what we're bad at. Then from there, I can craft the mission to sort of help these individuals learn sort of maybe the bare basic of it, or maybe some semblance of it. Okay? Right, so oh wow, it's like, how long has it been again? 43 minutes and I'm not even done here yet. Jeez. Okay, anyway, we will have a Chinook just in case there might be cargo that we might want to bring back. I guess this is good enough though, to be honest. 2 heli, I mean 1 transport, 2 sort of drop off. I would assume they'll use it for drop off. This is slightly more armor. Maybe give them 1 armored vehicle that's like a proper tank or whatsoever. It's gonna be hectic over there anyway. Tell you what, we'll give a tank. Now we're not limited to faction. We're not limited to say Blue 4, Op 4, specific nation, stuff like that. No. I simply made it so that we can have as many, or rather we have a mix of everything. But at the same time, if there's a mission specific theme or restriction, then we have to go for that, right? So for instance, I could just give them something crazy like, how about this? RHS, was it TV? Tank, right? It's a day mission for this one. I'm not gonna tweak anything else, so let me check the environment. Okay, it's sort of end of the day. So I should say 0749, somewhere there. It's a good start of the day. We'll give them a something not too hard but not too horrible to work with. I got an idea. So let's give NATO tanks. No, not the Makava. Should I give the Makava? You know what? Screw it. Let's just give them the Makava and see how it goes then. If anything else, this is also for me to evaluate what I do as a mission maker. Did I screw up? Did I not screw up? Did I overestimate or underestimate the group's ability to complete a task? And stuff like that. Okay, so I guess this will be good enough. We have a bunch of launchers down here. There will be a lot of tanks and armored vehicles in this AO. You know, it's just an AO. Then maybe there will be 1 or 2 blockades on the way, so they can fight. Generally, you know what? Let's just talk about it afterwards. when the time comes. Let's just sort out this portion of things. I don't want to keep jumping up and down, it's just very confusing. Okay, so that's that. Let's arrange all of this so they don't crash into each other. Okay, wait, heli will go here. Big one. Big heli goes here. Smaller ones can go here. Generally I would give spacing from things like trees and buildings. Okay. Save. You have vehicles here, I think should be fine because you can spawn here, walk into the vehicle, and then drive off into the sunset whatsoever. Okay. Maybe we want to have a recon vehicle. Okay, we can have the Nix for a recon vehicle. I've always wanted to give them this, but I didn't have the opportunity to give them this. What was it again? FIA? No, wait. AAF, tanks, Weasel. Yes. What was it anyway? No, I don't think it's the commander version of the. You know what? Weasel. Oh, here we go. Ocelot, AA. No wait. ATGM. Oh, is this the one? The radar? Okay, we'll give them this one then. This the one? This is the one that you can pop out. Yeah, so this is the one that the camera could extend its boom lift, or what I should call that. So you can peek over things like fences, walls, maybe a window of a building or something like that. So this is the one I've always wanted to give them. This sort of pairs well with the A variant, so maybe I'll give them one. There'll be quite a bit of AA though, but would it be too overkill for that? Sort of. Actually, you know what? Let's not give them this. So I'm gonna right click, edit vehicle appearance. I don't want a weird camo. I don't like this. I mean, not say I don't like this camo. I would prefer something more, yeah, more universal. Say, you know. So give him this. Cover. Since wait, can I have the IDF version, right? Okay, we need the Tanoa version of this. The Tropic variant. Pacific tanks. Carve out. Is this the LC or okay? LIC. Wait, does everyone have Tanoa? Sorry, Apex. You know what? Screw it. If you don't have, go buy it on sale. Alright, so the theme of like woodlands, kind of olive, OD green sort of color would be nice. Okay, this guy sort of really soft. I have one really heavily armored. This is stupid soft. Twitchy and soft to begin with. Likewise, this too should be good. It's been so long. I have actually sort of minor difficulties trying to balance out some stuff. So these are force multipliers down here, and your units are just, you know, one man. So make use of force multiplier to elevate your mission, so that you don't have to have 30 people in one for one simple task. You can use force multipliers like a tank, you know, to do anti-tank work. But then again, you know, highly depends on the drivers or the pilot's skill. Your result may vary. Okay, so I guess this is enough for them. They have launchers. They have this for infantry. 2 of this. Let's see. Okay, fair enough. We have one. Okay, maybe we have one attack heli. Nothing too crazy. Let's go. Maybe say. I mean, crazy would be an Apache. Not too crazy would be an attack helicopter a little bit. Okay, maybe like that. Then I'll sort its loadout, so double click. Okay, just remove. Okay, I'll remove this first. Come on, it's a bit slow then. Gosh, I'm hungry as heck. Right, payload, pylon. So mirror, oops, mirror. Dagger will be too much. AGM, maybe we have the laser homing one, so it's a 2-man job. Yes. Should we have that? No, because think about it, right? Because I'm having them do something new. I want them to have something easier to work with. Okay, good. So we have the Hydra. Oh no. Yeah, you know what? I have the Hydra for them. Anti-infantry. 134. Bird gun. Clear. So maybe we have that. Then I'm gonna clear the inventory for all of this. I don't need them to, you know, pick up anything inside the inventory. Clear. Generally, I would clear the inventory so that they can, you know, just put in stuff, put their own personal stuff, maybe a backpack or whatsoever if they don't want to bring any. Or rather, they want to have a, you know, universal magazine. If we're all using the 5.56 Stanek, then, you know, maybe the ammo barrel, the self-volunteered ammo barrel could bring a bag full of what you call that? Stanek magazines, and then have his own personal stuff while having that. We have a mod called Backpack on Chest that allows you to carry up to 2 backpacks. So this one ammo barrel could carry 1 backpack in his front and 1 of his personal items. However, this sort of mod, and the way you do it is that once you have your backpack in front, you won't be able to run or walk fast to begin with. You are reduced to a casual walking speed, right? So this is for us to just load that backpack into the vehicle, and then if we need to, we'll have to retrieve the magazines or the ammo from that backpack itself, from the vehicle, stuff like that. Okay, or they can just simply put it in this box, load it up to one of these things, done. Okay, so this is it. Right, just give them 1. We have 2, most likely will crash 1, judging the fact that I'm gonna, you know, probably either volunteer someone into this heli, not me. Okay. Then again, I will always give them heads up as to, you know, what to expect at the end of the for the weekend mission. I wouldn't go into specific as to, okay, there are how many enemies, there are how many of this. No, I would just say this weekend is gonna be something different. Expect something that you don't do on the usual weekend mission. Then you will have to pick a role or do something or rather, yeah, sort of pick a role that you have not tried before or you have not done before. Okay, or you're not comfortable with. So from there we start learning things like that. Okay. Everybody gets to use a launcher. We don't have any say in that. The only exception with guided stuff, wire or IR guided, then would be the, where is this guy? The CE or the squad leader. Alright. Then again, we are a small team. Don't expect much, right? Oops, sorry. Okay, here, alright, all of this is done. Make sure double check. One thing I would say is that look from the eye level, the character's eye level. You may or may not be able to see things that, you know, that you may not be able to see things that up here, where you can see things down here from different perspective. Alright, this is give them a little bit more space. I'm quite worried about the vehicles running over these boxes, so I tell you what, let's just shift them right here. Vantage area. So that is when they spawn, they can see something to the left, right, and center when they look around. I don't think I need to decorate any of this area. Generally, I would decorate with a couple of things like a table or whatsoever. This comes with in the map, it's baked into the map. So don't have to worry about it. Okay. That's that. Let me see. So according to the stream, it's 55 minutes since I started it. And I have been talking way too much to actually do a mission. Okay, before we end this, you know, it's an hour, right? So the time limit is there. I can extend this a little bit, but on a weekday I probably won't be able to extend it because, you know, day job and stuff like that. Okay, what else? It's been so long, I kind of forgot everything. Alright, okay, attributes, environment is done, multiplayer, check, everything is checked. Min max players is I think our server is 10, I think. Right. So then we have tools. No, sorry, settings, add-on options, server, and then I have to load back in our preset, GTFO preset. just have to go through them quite a bit because from the last I did, mission editing all the way till now, there might be changes within the mods. So I'm kind of worried about stuff like that. Generally, it's the fire. So we have teleport the team, always MCC chat, jeep. Okay, sing jeep, nice. But no ambient fire is not one. It's gonna kill our frames. One thing is the casing. No wait, not casing. Ballistics? No. What's that cook off kind of thing? Common? Cook off. Here we go. Enable vehicle fire, yeah. Emission cook off, yes. Okay, so I don't think that there's any changes done to the settings, so that's good. Inclusive. Okay, whatsoever. Fire, I don't need it. Explosive, I don't need it. Dragging, formation, G-force, I don't need it now. Goggles? Nah, not gonna do it. Okay, just to make sure everything's alright. So once I'm done, I'll just save. No, actually, I'll just press OK. Save the mission. Okay, now on to the bad guys. So here's how I do it. Okay, I will have. Okay, so bad guys. I'm just gonna choose a faction. Something like Op 4, and then I'll have. Generally, the Russian faction is just easy to work against, or rather work with in a mission editor. Easily identifiable, I think were we fighting Russians in the past stream? I think so, right? I remember having a BMP and a ZSU firing at us. So yeah, I think the Russian faction is one of them. Alright, so here's how I do my infantry, right? You will have a lot of different ways of doing it. If you go ask the community, there will be like 1001 ways of placing your units, setting your units, and stuff like that. So here is how I do it. So I'll expand the desired faction and its what you call that? Respective. What's called that again? The expanded respective topic or whatever. So infantry, right? I will have one rifleman. I'll explain once I finish this segment of it. So I have one rifleman. I will have one automatic rifleman. This guy is a RPK, is it? This is a PKP. So maybe, no wait, hold on. Machine gunner. What's the machine gunner holding? KM. Okay, I'll have one machine gunner. I'll have one AT specialist. I'll have one AA specialist. I'll have one Marksman. Alright. That's about it, I guess. Okay. So what this is a template. Okay. So I'm gonna tweak some values in as a whole, then come in to tweak the individual values. Okay, so as a whole, they'll open fire, they'll be safe. Formation, I don't really want to bother about stuff for now. Delete when empty to save on frames and processing power for the server. Then I'll have AI. So fleeing coefficient, I'll just drop it to 0. So that way they will always be fighting. Right? So if you hit 1, they'll always be running away. So anything in between is your call. So I'll just bump up a little bit things like courage maximum, then the rest it will be spot time, distance, reload speed, general, commanding, accuracy, aim speed, and aim shake. It's at a random value. Generally is within the whole. There's no specific value that I'm looking for. I'm just randomly hitting within this area. I sort of got used to it. So my range every time I do will be like around the 65 to 75%, right? So you can do whatever you want. AI features, I don't have to bother about this. Unit trait is not my business. Special states, nope, not at all. Okay, the skill percentage is 75. So here's how I rank it. By default, it's 50, right? So 50 to me and to me as a mission maker for the guys actually for this weekend mission is that 50% is where you have things like factions like the Somali pirates, those run and gun guerrilla fighters. You don't have a cohesive battle plan sort of thing, that's 50% for me at the very least. Then you have things like 70%, which is your military, your general infantry sort of setup. For instance, like this Russian army, you have your in other words, anything that has a nation, like a big nation, and a nation's military might will fall in the 70-ish percentile column, right? Now the maximum 80% is for things like Spec Ops. Your what you call that? The very obscure unit, things like the Spec Ops. You have your Spetsnaz, your SEALs. You have your what does the French call again? GIGN, is it called like that? Was it French or was it one of those? Okay, anyway, you get what I mean. It's the very top percentage of the military hierarchy, I would say, infantry wise. Okay, your SEALs, your GIGNs, your Spetsnaz. Okay, so that's the 80% range. I will never go past 90%, else they'll just be aimbots. It's just not fun anymore. So generally 70-ish percent, 75 would be nice. Just bring them up like this. Rank doesn't matter, I think. The rest is fine. It's cool. Alright, so as a whole, everyone has that same exact value. Now I'm going to go into their individual character and then tweak their value. So Marksman, obviously Marksman will have a better aim than all of them because he has a better scope to begin with. And he's trained in, I mean, logically you would say he's trained in his weapon platform a lot more than the others. So aiming accuracy, I'll just bump up by a tad bit, maybe 78% randomly. So for me, in this case, is that I've gotten used to clicking on this region of the slider, and I sort of understood where it would land in a very rough manner, in an extremely rough manner to be honest. So maybe say spot time, I'll just bring it up a little bit, 80%, or maybe you know what, just drop it down. No, you know what, 70 something percent. The smaller percentage probably doesn't matter at all. Spot distance is fine, general is fine, commanding is fine. You know what, commanding, we'll just bump it up. Yeah, you know what, let's just bump everyone's commanding up. Then I'll show you a little bit of something that you can take a look at. Now, earlier I've tweaked all these values as a whole, right? 5 objects, I tweaked all of this value. Now the reason why is all of this has been grayed out is because I went into this guy, the Marksman, and tweak some other values. In the sense that all of these 5 values, 5 objects do not share the same values anymore. Alright? So it's grayed out, right? So in this case, I want them to share the same value for commanding. So I'll just drag all the way up, 100%. If you don't touch anything, if it's grayed out and you don't touch it, then they will remain their respective values. Say for instance, I bumped up spot distance or something like that, or maybe the aiming accuracy for the Marksman. So he'll have that value, and everyone else will have the earlier values, right? So machine gunner, gun is heavy, aim it might not be that good. I'm doing this so it's just to sort of quote unquote balance out, because once again we're a small team. I don't want to have them, work more than they needed to, right? So it's to me, it's not, there's a balance between how should I put this? There's a balance between a tough mission and a very impossible, like a straight up impossible mission, alright? So that's that. Okay? Alright, so we have that. Okay, so this is the rough values. So what's gonna happen is this. This is a template, and you're asking what you mean by a template. Alright, just let me rename them so that Alpha 11 comes back again. I don't need the name of it, but it should be fine. You know what? I'll rename it as temp underscore op4. Okay, so temp underscore op4. So as and when I need a unit, say for instance, I need a perimeter defense team, okay, that maybe consists of 2 riflemen, 2 machine gunner, 2 AT specialists, 2 AA specialists, and 2 marksmen. What I can do is go to the quote unquote template, click on it, copy, Ctrl C, Ctrl V, Ctrl V, there's 2. Likewise, repeat the process, click on the machine gunner, Ctrl C, Ctrl V, Ctrl V, do the same, VV, VV, Ctrl C, VV. So this perimeter defense, shares the same value as this template, while at the same time being really easy to bring out, right? So all I need to do, highlight all of them, hold down left control and drag, and then make this guy a group leader, right? Even enhance also, one cool thing is that, say for instance I want this machine gunner to be the leader, instead of doing this, unhook everyone, and then rehook them back again, all I do is to right click or click on this guy, rifleman, right click, transform, set as group leader, and then he'll just be the group leader, right? So this is how what I mean by template, and maybe you can try this method when you want to do your mission. It's really interesting. More of like, it saves you time and effort as to place one guy, try and replicate the same loadout or whatsoever. I mean, you can even do loadouts like, say for instance, let's just change this guy. How about this? Rifleman. Edit loadout. BI virtual arsenal. Okay. Oh, we are way past the time. Hold on, let me check. We are 6:12. Okay. Shishon is gonna start her stream soon. My dinner is gonna come soon. Let's just work this one out, and then the next stream, then we'll start placing your pieces together. All right. So this guy, this rifleman, I want him to have something more unique. I'm gonna click on his gun. Okay, it's an AKM. AK-74M, sorry. So maybe I want to give him a scope of sorts, right? So I have, maybe the OKP is nice, the EKP is not that bad, to be honest. They are AI, you don't have to bother. This is for the looks at this point. You could even just go full stupid and go a PSO or one of these night vision scope. I think to the AI, it probably doesn't matter. So maybe yeah, we'll go with one of this scope. My intention right now is just to beautify the gun. So maybe give him this. Oops, sorry. There's no bipod. Fair enough. Then maybe go into his vest and give him a little bit more ammunition. Okay. So I don't think the AI actually spends ammunition. Correct me if I'm wrong. Alright, so you have your NVGs. They will have NVGs if they need to, I think. Should they have it? It's a day mission, right? So I can't be bothered, to be honest. Let's just beautify this a little bit more. Any RHS stuff over here? Okay, balaclava, the olive one, a scarf, your contacts, right? So let's just give them that. Okay, just press OK. This is to show you some stuff anyway. So yeah, so once I'm done with this, what I just need to do is copy, paste, 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 paste. Look, all of them share the same value as this guy over here, this corner, this rifleman from the template. They share the same value at the same time. At the same time, they share the same look, right? From there, maybe say for instance, you want this guy to be the commanding officer or the sergeant, right? You can go in and tweak his look, tweak his value, and then afterwards you can just group everyone up into this guy, into his group, and then so be it. Okay? So that's the whole point of having a template. Okay? So since so to summarize this whole long ass conversation, this whole pilot episode kind of thing, what I've done, I've scouted a map. The desired map is, in this case, will be Taviana. It's a modded map per se. It's a third-party map that you can download from the Steam Workshop. I've located a fob of sort, a starting point for the guys to play with, to start in. I've done all of these things like putting down your units, the spawn point, the asset that we'll be using. Then afterwards, finally, I moved on to, I marked an AO earlier. So the last part is to put in the template for this stream, alright? So yeah, this is pretty much what I'm going to do daily until I make the mission for that week and it's done. I guess that's that. Alright, chat. I hope you sort of learned something from here. Hopefully, to a certain extent, right? Yeah, hope you guys learned something. I hope you enjoyed it. Take care, and I'll see you guys soon. Alright? We may have a mission, a DCS sort of stream tonight. I'm not sure yet. I have to ask the boys. So yeah, alright, take care. I'll see you guys soon. Thank you. Bye.